Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we are going to review WRC 10 for Xbox Series X. Now I was planning on doing like a first impressions and all of that stuff and spending a whole lot of time with this game before I did my review, but I think I'm ready to go ahead and just review this right now for you. So let's take a look at this. We're just going to go over, all the stuff in the game, give you kind of sense of what's here and what's not. So you have online events. You have your solo career. Like with any other racing game, I'm probably not going to partake in that. I normally do not buy these games for the solo career. I usually buy them to enjoy, my sim racing rig and to just get into the rally racing and stuff. So the main thing I spend a lot of time with is quick play. I spend a lot of time in quick play, just learning the tracks and doing everything that just going out of my way to learn the tracks and get better and play the game. So that's mainly where I spend a lot of my time, and everybody buys these racing games for whatever they want to buy them for. Multiplayer, you still have clubs, you have online multiplayer, you have leaderboards, you have co-driver mode still from last year that was brought to the game halfway through the year. You do have split screen, so you could play with a couple of people. Skill development is still here. You still have the challenges mode, which is amazing. I love those. You have the test area. It's kind of an open area that you can still run around and drive your car, test out settings and stuff like that. And you still have the training, which is a very integral part, and I'm glad that is still part of this game. So over here on the side menu, you also have the 50th anniversary mode. 50th anniversary mode is basically a set of events that you can do. You have to beat them to unlock the next one. Starts off here at Acropolis, Greece, in the Alpine. You will be driving through a decent set of these. You got your Group B cars right here. You got Group 4, Group A, and then you have the current World Rally cars. This game, you still have your driver card to still give you all your information on everything as you continue to play the game and grow. Options. Gameplay settings. So you can turn, basically everything is the same as it for the most part. Everything is still basically all the settings are still there. You still have all of the settings for all of this, your HUD, your speedometer, everything, post-process motion blur is still there. You still have all three of your modes: balanced, 120 hertz mode, and high visual quality mode. So high visual quality mode definitely looks great. It looks a lot better. Still 30 frames a second. Balanced mode is still, dynamic 4K. Still looks great. Still feels amazing. There's no screen tearing. I haven't found any screen tearing on any of the maps I've been to, or any other things. I am actually honestly surprised at just how consistent this game feels out of the gate. You still have your 120 hertz mode. I have not tried that yet just because I am running this through my capture card, so I will not be able to use 120 hertz mode while I'm using the capture card. The controls, you can still set your controls. You can still go in here to set up your wheel. These are my settings. My max wheel angle is 480. My overall force I have set to 85. Self-aligning torque is 79. Tire load is 110. Self-center 39. I like that low. Recenter force 100. Overall vibration is still at 100. Tire slip 85. Suspension 75. Ground surface 75. Engine 25 and collision 25. All of these settings are derived from my experience with WRC 9. So I just ported them over, and so far they feel pretty good. There are a couple things that I might end up tweaking more when it comes to suspension, just because the suspension in this feels so much better that I might need to play around with this to get it more dialed in. Normally on this game, I do not do any kind of setting changes to the cars themselves. I usually just keep them where they're at. So when we get to audio on this game is pretty good. There are some things that they could definitely still fix. Everybody's going to have their little quirks, but me personally, I'm pretty satisfied with the sounds in this game. Like some people, want better or whatever. Me personally, I'm kind of just okay with it. The sounds aren't as important to me as the driving itself. So that there's still pretty good. Like, I'm still pretty happy with that. When it comes to the WRC mode, okay, so we get in here and we have, you have your solo career, you have your quick play, you have your seasons, whatever. So we're going to go into quick play, and then we are going to look at the different the locations this time. This time we have Monte Carlo, we have Sweden, we have Croatia, Portugal, Italy, Kenya, Estonia, Chile, Wales, Finland, Spain, and Japan. So that is a total of 12 locations with 101 different track variations. All of these now have a shakedown added into them. Every single stage has a shakedown. So that is extra for these. Anniversary mode, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different locations that have a total of 17 tracks all in all. A lot of these are basically the same track variation, just forward or reverse. And then, different time of day or something that is already preset for you. Extras. In this extras menu, this basically is unavailable right now. Apparently this is coming at a later date or something, if I understand correctly, but this here says it's going to extras with bonus rallies. You can race in a wide range of events from previous WRC seasons. So they may be bringing tracks from older games, because as you can see in the stages, we have lost four stages from last year's game, four locations. So at the end of the day, if they bring some of those locations back, like Turkey or Argentina, or some of the other ones that we have lost along the way, that would be freaking amazing. I would be really happy with that. But as it sits right now, those are not here. So now that we have went over basically everything that we have in this game, let's do a little driving. So we are going to go to Spain. This track is a complete. This track here is all tarmac. So we're going to go ahead and jump in our Ford, and we're going to go ahead and drive this track and talk about the feeling on. We're going to talk about how the car handles on tarmac, and then we will go to a gravel stage, and we'll talk about that right after this. So my first impressions and my overall review for the feeling on these cars is nothing short of amazing. I mean, honestly, I cannot believe how amazing these cars feel in this game right out of the gate. There is a little bit of a learning curve just because of, like I said, the suspension and the tire model, and everything feels so much better in this game that, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to this for a few minutes. It's taken me a couple of hours to finally get my myself back to the point where I can drive efficiently again. I still need a little bit of work on the on the gravel stages, but as it sits right now, this is the best this has ever felt on tarmac. Like literally the best. Like this feels so good. It feels so smooth. The driving is great. Like I am extremely satisfied with how this works. There's definitely room for improvement in certain aspects, but as it sits right now, like the way this feels is already an extreme improvement over last year's game. Like this feels way better. It feels more realistic. The cars definitely have more weight to them. They are more responsive when it comes to the tires meeting the road. So you will definitely need to, you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to relearn how to drive, you know, a little bit. When you get into, sorry, talking is a little bit hard to concentrate. This area is pretty technical. But this feels so much better than last year's game right out of the gate, which is pretty good because I did not expect. I really did not expect this game to run and perform as well as it does right now. I am definitely satisfied with this. The visuals on this look amazing. Right now I'm running in the balanced mode, so this is the 60 frames a second mode with the dynamic 4K, which, as you can see, the image pretty much stays the same. It's not really jumping around. That's pretty close to the way it was last year with WRC 9. It still definitely holds that higher resolution, that better look to the game. It's still there. If you're looking for like a major graphics overhaul from last year, that's not the case. This game pretty much is in line with last year. Some things are definitely tweaked and look a little better. The loading menu when you first load in to look at your car looks way better. I feel like they've made the tires look a little better. They don't look as plasticky. They actually have a little more. They actually look a little more rubber now. So there's definitely some minor things that they've tweaked to make it look better. The pop-in is pretty decently managed in this game. Not bad at all. Like before, you would see like trees and stuff growing in. Like that does happen in some stages, but nowhere near as bad as it used to. So that's definitely a plus. The handling on the tarmac in this feels so much better now. It really does. This feels really, really good. The gravel is a little bit different. Like we're going to be going to that pretty shortly. We're going to finish this stage up, and then we'll go to. This track is new. This track is new for this year. I think it's been completely redesigned because I do not remember it being like this in WRC 8. This location was in WRC 8, I believe, and now it is. Yeah, this is Catalonia. This definitely was in 8. I really loved that stage back then, but this is completely different. Feels different. Looks different. Much funner to drive here. Much funner. I really do like this rally. This is going to probably be one of my new favorite stages for sure. After here, we will go and look at the new stages, Estonia and Croatia. I have raced on, or I have driven both of those tracks, the long ones. We're going to go check out the one that is. The one that is gravel. So I believe that was Estonia is gravel. So we're just going to do a small part of it. Noon, clear, the Ford. 90% gravel, 10% asphalt. So yeah, this one here does have mainly gravel. This stage is pretty nice looking too. We could do Estonia. We could check, or we can, yeah, we could check out Croatia as well. So let's go ahead and start this.
3, 2, 1, go. 50.
The sound could definitely be a little bit better on some of these, but for the most part, I'm 100% satisfied with this. I mean, the gravel does feel a little bit. It is a little bit touchier to learn at first, but once you get like the basics of of how the new handling model and how the new suspension and everything works in here, yeah, dude, everything's starting to feel. The more I play it, the better it feels. The better I get, the better the more rewarding it feels. Like, I love this new handling model. It feels great. I am surprised. I mean, I already loved 9, but the way this, yeah, like I cannot believe how much better they've made this game feel in just 1 year. It really is. It really isn't. It really is a marvel. It just, you know, the hard work these guys put into refining this experience year after year. This is great. This feels good. This is probably the best I've ever felt these cars in the WRC franchise. They definitely feel yeah. I'm telling you, the weight transfer feels great. The suspension when you're going over these jumps and bumps and hitting these curbs and stuff, it feels great. If you are you're tired, you got to be more on the throttle control now, which I mean, that's the way it would be in a real car. You have to really pay attention to your surroundings more. You have to look more about what's, you know. It feels better. The braking feels better. Turning feels better. Control of your car feels better. Yeah, it really does just come together to make more of to give you more of a realistic experience. Like, this feels so dang good. I don't know how to really explain just how great this feels. I mean, yeah, I could break out my controller and try it on that, but if you're buying this game, you're buying this game to play it on a sim rig. I will. I have to unplug my wheel setup just to get my controller to work. I've already tried to turn it on to see how that feels, but maybe I'll do a follow-up with a controller video. Maybe I'll do a couple courses and see how it feels on the controller. But as it sits right now, yeah, handling on this is a freaking dream. It feels better. The cars feel better. They slide freaking nicer now. It's easier to initiate, like this right here. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. It feels so good to it definitely feels a little bit slippier when you get into the gravel, but on tarmac, wow, that's the best I've ever felt tarmac feel on any freaking rally game. It feels good. You actually feel like you have grip, but you also feel like you have the ability to slide as well, which is insane, because either cars usually feel floaty or they don't. I mean, even this right here on the dirt feels good. Like, it feels like there is weight to this car, for real. Like, it feels much better. Like, you feel oh gosh, pretty close to that. Oh, like if you sit there and you hit the throttle real hard, then boom, it just kind of spins your tires out, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that. It feels like you have actual traction on all 4 tires now.
Caution, left
As long
four
as
into
you're
flat
paying
right,
attention to
80.
what you're doing, oh yeah, you feel like the control of these cars is much better. You get over here into the side of the road though, and you start hitting
Into left five, 200.
that side of the road, it does pull you to the side. It will pull you right off the road. So be careful, like how you're driving. Wow, this is kind of long. It's kind of a long course for. Yeah, you hit those curbs or whatever, and it kind of pulls you right off to the road. So that there, I like that. I really appreciate that this game has changed so much just in the time that it's just since WRC 8 is when I really got into these. I have played the older ones. I never really liked them. I thought they were garbage. 8 was the first one that started feeling better. I really appreciated that game. A lot of that game had to do with the visual makeup, the visuals being better on that had definitely changed, that experience for me. We're gonna check out one more of the smaller tracks on Croatia. We'll just do like the. We'll just do this one right here. We'll do it at noon. You know what? Let's do noon, but let's do rainy. Let's see how rain feels on tarmac on a new stage. I have driven this one time, but let's go ahead and try this, and we'll see how the rain is working on this game. Basically, looks the same as it did on the last game. It does look a lot more crisp though. I mean, we'll find out here in a second what it looks like on the road.
3, 2, 1, go. 30, right 3, tightens, hard brake, square right.
Okay.
Into flat left, 150.
Ooh.
Right 4, tightens, small cut. Into left 3, small cut.
Yeah, it's a little bit slippier. It does add a more slick feeling.
Left 4, narrows, and left 4, short.
Feels good though. I think they got the pothole thing or the water puddle thing fixed from 9. So I don't know if that's if it's gonna be different in here. Oh boy, yeah. You start getting toward that side of the road and it wants to pull you right off. This freaking part is so freaking. It's pretty intense. It is kind of intense. It's not as intense in this car. I was in the Audi earlier when I was driving it, the 84 Audi, and yeah, that car feels so freaking good. Either way, like it still feels good, but these new WRC cars are definitely handling a lot better than they've ever handled. A lot easier to jump right in and pick these ones up. Well, no, I don't necessarily think that. Like I said, there is a learning curve to this game, but it's pretty. It didn't take me nowhere near as long as going from 8 to 9. This is definitely a refinement in every sense of the word when it comes to the handling, the physics, the driving model. This feels great. I do understand now why other YouTubers will drive some of these tracks before they start making their videos. I've recorded every single bit of gameplay I've done today. I will be probably putting those videos out. I just wasn't talking a lot because I was getting frustrated with my driving, but I might actually bring those videos out just to show you guys the learning curve of how long it took me to actually start to figure out how to get how to drive in this game. And this feels so much better, so much freaking better than than 9. I mean, 9 still feels good, but this right here has quickly taken over that top spot for me really fast. And I'm grateful that 9 was the first one to actually have the 60 FPS support for next-gen consoles. So, yeah, swapping back to that one and this one probably won't be as hard as it is to swap back from 9 to 8. 8's still kind of a chore just because of the 30 FPS. I would really appreciate it if these guys would throw us a 60 FPS patch for that. That would be amazing because I still tend to go back and play these games even when the new ones are out, to because that's what I do. I continue to drive these courses. I mean, if I was buying these games for the campaign mode or whatever, the career mode, then it would be a different story. But seeing as I buy these games to drive these tracks and to better my craft, yeah, those games are always there for me. Like I always keep them downloaded so that I can go back to them whenever I want to. This one and 9 are definitely going to be my go-to. I mean, this is probably my new go-to rally game for sure. Yeah, driving in this rain, this feels great too. It's oh boy, yeah. Well, that's pretty slippery. That was pretty slippery. I was sliding all over the place. I couldn't stop sliding, you guys. Yeah, this feels great. Rain. They definitely did fix the way it feels. It does feel a little bit slippier. You do kind of gotta pay attention more to what you're doing, but yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, this game feels great. 100%. This is an improvement in every sense of the word on WRC 9. Everything feels good. It's packed with content. It has the content. It has the new handling model. Everything feels great. I highly recommend this game. I do. This feels great. I'm 100% satisfied with this. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.